presentation. So I know that you were so excited by that presentation, right? It was the best presentation ever. Okay, so we're just going to go over a few things. First off, does anyone have any questions before we go into it from what you heard from the video? Yes?
The city does have a policy that we run the FMLA and
Yeah. Yes, good question. So in the video, it talked about, I'm trying to hold this because it talked about how FMLA is technically unpaid. It is unpaid. However, the city does require employees to use all of their vacation and all of their sick and comp time, any paid time that they have before it goes to unpaid. Does that make sense? So it's basically, if you're going on FMLA, I've had some employees that think it's like a separate bank of time, and it's not. By federal law, it's unpaid, but we require them to be able to use paid leave. Yes? Good question. So if you were caring for a family member, you're allowed up to 48 hours per calendar year of sick to care for a family member. So you can use those 48 hours of sick first, and then you can use your vacation or comp time or personal time. If it's for your own medical condition, you can use all of your sick before you use vacation. Does that make sense? Does anyone have any other questions? Okay, so we're going to just go through these really quickly. Okay, in your folders, there's a cheat sheet for all supervisors that basically is just giving you some key points. So I would recommend that you hold on to this. So if you have an employee that you find out has any kind of medical situation or a family member, you can use this to refer, or please feel free to contact me. When in doubt, always just ask. Don't feel like you have to figure it out for yourself. So we're going to kind of go through these different qualifications first. Okay, so how much time do employees get per year? 12 weeks. What if they're part-time? They will get 12 weeks based on whatever amount of time they work. And we'll figure that out. You don't need to figure that out. But they get 12 weeks of whatever their schedule is. Does that make sense? Okay. So, when does the leave year start? Rolling. Very good. What does that mean? The first day that leave is taken for FMLA. So if I went on FMLA today, November 28th, that year goes until November 28th of 2019. Does that make sense? And then I might have a zero balance by November 28th of next year. So then if I take tomorrow off, so November 29th of 2018, on November 29th of 2019, I'd earned 8 hours back. So I don't get my 480 hours back all at once. You roll hours back on. Does that make sense? Is that confusing to anyone? So basically you're going to just roll, you can use all of your hours, then when your year starts, it's just going to roll off per each day that you used time to earn it back in. It kind of gets confusing. Feel free to call us if you have questions, and I'm happy to write it. When I started, Katrina had to write it on a whiteboard for me, so believe me, I get it. Okay, so rolling calendar year. Who's eligible for FMLA? Not everybody. They have to have worked here for 1 year and 1,250 hours in order to be eligible. So if they've worked here less than a year or less than 1,250 hours, they are not eligible for FMLA. Then it is up to the department head if they want to give them that paid time off or not. Okay? All right, so is an employee's job protected while on FMLA? Yes, the employee's job is, they're still able to come back, and if they can perform their job, perform the functions of their job, then the employer must restore the employee to the same or equal position, including schedule, hours, salary, all of that. Any questions on that? Okay. So how much notice should an employee give, if possible, when needing to apply for FMLA? At least 30 days. Now, there's always emergencies that come up when it comes to health, so that does not, we totally understand that, but we ask that it be 30 days if possible. Okay, is FMLA paid or unpaid? We just talked about that. It is unpaid, but they can use paid time off. Okay, supervisor responsibilities. This is on your handout. Please, as they mentioned in the video, recognize that you're going to keep the city and your department and you from being sued. So we really need you to be paying attention and helping us out. So notify human resources when an employee is using leave that may qualify for FMLA, or if you know that they're going to be going out for a procedure or a family member is that could qualify for FMLA. Provide copies of time cards to human resources for each pay period that FMLA leave has been unused. And it's great when I don't have to hound the people, the supervisors in the city and be like, I need their time card, I need their time card. Please just know if they're using leave, make sure that I get their time card. And once we go to enterprise, you just need to make sure it's accurate when it goes through approval, because I will be getting alerted when there's FMLA time used, and I'm trusting the supervisors that are saying, yes, this is accurate time. Any questions on that? Okay. All right, so treat employees consistently and enforce city and department leave policies. Please make sure that there's no discrimination. Every employee needs to be treated exactly the same. So if you have an employee that you are thinking, oh, you know what, I don't think they're being honest, they claim that they're sick all the time, it doesn't matter. We need to treat them consistently. Leave it up to HR to figure out all the complicated stuff. Do not harass or discriminate against employees using FMLA leave. You cannot say anything discriminating against an employee for taking FMLA. If they are on intermittent leave, saying that they can use leave as needed, and they say, I have to take FMLA today, you cannot make a negative comment about it. Just say, okay. So we can require them to give prior notice if possible, but please do not say anything negative to them about their FMLA. I know that can be tricky, but please make sure there's no discrimination or anything that regarding leave. Any questions on that? I know there's lots of feelings about it, but okay. So employee responsibilities. Provide 30 days notice of need for leave unless it's an emergency. Provide necessary documentation to human resources. And we require employees to submit a medical certificate from their medical provider. That's a federal form. So that has to be submitted to us, and we do require that. And then while on intermittent leave, they must provide as much notice as possible if they're taking intermittent leave. So if you have an employee that you feel you're having difficulty with intermittent leave, and I've worked with different people from different departments as supervisors with this, please come and talk with us. If you are feeling like they're abusing it or anything like that, please come talk to us before you start addressing it with the employee. We want to make sure that we're complying with FMLA and we're not breaking any federal regulations on how we're handling it. That's what we're here for, is to help you out. We can deny someone FMLA if they are considered a key employee to the city. But we would probably be talking to Bob about that before we take it really seriously before we would ever deny anyone FMLA. But if they are deemed a key employee, then they can be denied. Was there another question? Another hand? Okay. If you have questions, please let me know. Thank you so much and have a great day.